Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Dave, and today I'll be removing the springs from the rear of my 350Z. It's a pretty simple process. You just need a jack, some jack stands, and a 17mm socket. Let's get started. Okay, as you can see, I've got the work area already set up. The car is supported on jack stands. I also have a center jack underneath the axle just for additional support, and then another jack to hold the lower control arm where the spring bucket is. That's really all you need. All right, so I got a little pressure sitting on this control arm. The 17mm bolt is right here. Get you a nice 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch with a good leverage. You're going to need to hold the 17mm nut on the back side. Just take it off like so. There's the, you can spin off the nut on the other side. When you got this pressured right, the bolt will come out pretty easy. In my case, I gotta adjust this jack just a little bit. Just like so. Now, as you lower this jack, you got to be careful. There's some tension on this spring, so you kind of want to get out of the way when you do this. And just lower the jack slowly. Okay, we lost the pressure, so it's a good idea to get a hammer and release it from the tension, holding it from the lower spindle that we're stuck there. Get it again. Make sure you have a jack underneath that control arm there, so that when you hit it with a hammer, you're not going to go too far and that spring doesn't fly out. Okay guys, so what I like to do is I take my left foot and I'll push it down. I'll hold the spring. I don't want to pull off this upper mounting point and go underneath it. All right, bring the spring out, and there you go. I take my new spring, and as you can see, one side has a coil that sticks out. The other side is where the coil sits flat at the top. All right, so we know this is the upside. This is the bottom side. Inside this coil bucket on the control arm is going to be an indentation right here. That's where that end of that coil sits. So we're going to take the isolator off of the old spring, put it on the new spring, and I'll show you how I install it. Take the new spring, take your isolator, put it in there like so. Stick your spring inside the control arm and the bucket. You take a look at that coil. The end of that coil is right there. I needed it to go about 90 degrees turning clockwise. So what I do is I'll take that spring and I'll just spin it clockwise. There's no pressure, it's pretty simple until you can't spin it no more. Next step, we'll take the jack, put it back underneath the control arm, and compress that spring. Again, you don't want to be in front of this thing in case your jack slips. Okay, So you get your jack, you start compressing, going up. You need a hammer to help guide it in. What you're doing is you're trying to line up the hole so that you can put the bolt through. Kind of like that right there. You see I got the front side, but I didn't get the back side. And also try a screwdriver. Now hopefully you didn't mess up your threads. We'll see if I messed up mine. And I'm good. So that's how I installed the rear springs on my 350Z. The final step is to tighten that bolt to 65 foot-pounds. If this video helped you, consider subscribing. Give me a thumbs up, like it, share it, comment, and I'll catch you in the next one.